Hello Tigers, and welcome back to the Ouachita News Show. I'm Rebecca Payton.
And I'm Emmy Thompson. We hope you have all had a great week of classes. The past week has been very busy on campus with tunes practices, intramurals, and tests in full swing.
That's right, Emmy. It's been exciting around campus and seems like things might not slow down until fall break. I know everyone will need some rest after then, but we can't wait to experience all of the homecoming week festivities coming up.
Absolutely. And even with the excitement of homecoming week just around the corner, we have to remember that Tiger Serve Day is this Saturday. The theme is overflow, and there are over 85 projects in the Arkadelphia community that Ouachita students will get the opportunity to serve at this weekend. With such an important event, we need to make sure we are preparing for anything the weather may bring. Weather reporter Blaine Sheeter has an update on what we can expect to see this weekend. Blaine?
Thank you, Emmy. Let's give you an overview of the weather for this week. We're seeing a sunny, less of humid and partly cloudy for tomorrow, and for Friday we're having nothing more than a pleasant sunny day with a high of 83 to 84 degrees and a low reaching about 61 to 57 degrees, so you're going to have a beautiful sunny day rounding out the week. Now going to this weekend, weather is about the same on Saturday and Sunday with mostly sunny days and plenty of sunshine with a high of 85 to 87 degrees and a low of 57 to 59 degrees, so pretty good sunny weekend. Going to the sunny weather starting next week with a high of 88 and low of 60 degrees on Monday and a high of 89 degrees and a low of 61 degrees on Tuesday. Moving on to today's weather, it will be not as hot, mainly clear and humid with high of 82 degrees and a low of 63 degrees throughout the day. There was a morning thunderstorm, and I hope you have a jacket or hoodie while you're going to your classes. The storm is about 60% rain, so make sure that you're taking care out there while you're going to your classes today. Well, that's all we have for this week's weather report. Predictions are provided by AccuWeather. This has been Blaine Jeter, and now back to the desk.
Thank you, Blaine. It's looking like it will be nice weather for Tiger Serve Day this weekend. It is always so great to see so many students on campus coming out on a Saturday morning to serve our community. Another big thing happening on campus is that homecoming voting is in progress. Students from every club on campus got the opportunity to nominate someone from their organization to represent their group on homecoming court on Friday. Nominees were announced in the Student Center and voting opened shortly after. The top 20 of those girls will walk at the Purple Plaza party on October 3rd and also at the homecoming football game on October 4th, where our new queen will be crowned. So don't forget to send in your vote for homecoming court by voting in your info portal before Friday.
While campus has been busy preparing for homecoming, many of our education majors got the opportunity to get away from campus last week and attend the Future Teachers Conference in Atlanta, Georgia. Ouachita reporter Emily Claire Swallow got the opportunity to sit down with someone who attended the trip last week. Let's take a look.
Hello, Tigers. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. I have a special treat to be with Allison Rogers today as she tells us a little bit about her experience at the New Teacher Education Conference. Allison, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I am an elementary education major from McKinney, Texas, and I'm a senior, and I just love everything education. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I've always just really enjoyed school and really enjoyed just the connections that I had with my teachers, so I just always felt called to pass that along and do that for students.
Absolutely. That's wonderful, Allison. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So that's all great to hear. And so now I have a couple of questions for you to kind of dive into what this experience at the conference was like. So my first question is going to be, how do you think that you and your peers and your professors benefited from this conference?
There is so much that I think we benefited from this conference. First, we learned a lot of really great classroom management skills, just with how just strict, but also they do it out of love and kindness with the students. And so the students know their routines, they know what they're supposed to go, and they really modeled that for us. So we were able to learn from kind of what they were showing us with classroom management. And that's cool because that's something that we don't really, you kind of have to be in the classroom in that experience to learn how to do that rather than like in class. And
Right.
so that was a big thing. We learned some great just like daily tools and ways to get students to remember and recall information. RCA uses a lot of music and songs and dances in their education, and so that was just a really cool, different kind of tool that they used in their classroom. And all of the kids, you can see on their test scores, you can see just by watching them, like they know their information because of the music and those like just out of the box ideas that they pull into their classroom.
Absolutely. That's really encouraging. Thank you for that. I also have another question. So, what did a day at this conference look like? Were there different breakout sessions, meetings, connection opportunities? Tell me a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, so it was just kind of a mixture of all of that. We started out, and they incorporated their students with this conference a lot. So the students greeted us when we walked in the first day, and they kind of guided us into the school. The students were very well spoken. They know how to communicate very well with adults, which was really cool. That's something they focus on at that school as well. And so they kind of ushered us in. We got to experience some of their love of music, and they put on this little, like some of the junior high students got to put on a little concert for us. And then we went into a big group session with Ron Clark himself, like telling us a little bit about the school. And then we would go and observe classrooms and like how the teachers were teaching. And then sometimes like the students would move on to their next class, but then we would stay in the classroom and the teachers would kind of break down what they did for us. Or sometimes we would just completely switch gears and they would be like, okay, this is something I want to present to you guys that's been working at our school. And so we kind of had a mixture of everything.
Well, that's great. That's great. All right, my last question for you. How do you believe that God worked throughout this conference, and how do you believe that you grew in your personal relationship with God throughout this conference?
Going into it, I didn't really expect to grow as much as I did just from these 2 days that I was at the conference. But I think seeing how these students are from a low socioeconomic community, and like many students that I will come across or have come across already, and you can just see like they face a bunch of struggles outside of school, but the way that this school has taught them and brought that structure and that love and that care into the classroom, it has completely transformed the trajectory of their lives. And so for me as a Christian, of course this isn't a Christian school that we observe, but me as a Christian, I can take that love and that care and the structure that they've provided and implement that into my classroom. And of course the spiritual aspect of just praying for them and showing Christ's love from like just how I present myself to the students. And some of the teachers there were Christians, and they kind of mentioned that a little bit. And so it was cool to see how they modeled Christ in their classroom without explicitly stating, I'm a Christian, like talking about God, praying in front of them, when they kind of shared that they can do that in private. And just how just the love that they poured out into those students was really inspiring for me, to just like not give up on sometimes those hard kids that need a little extra love and a little bit extra help and guidance. So that was just, it was very encouraging to see how well their students have been performing because of the extra work they put in.
Right. Wow, Allison, that's very uplifting. Thank you so much. And it's really encouraging for me to see the passion and the love that you have for education. And so that gives us a hopeful future, that the future of education is with people like you. And so that's really awesome. Well, there you have it, Tigers. Thank you, Allison Rogers, for coming with us and talking with us about the new education conference. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emily Claire. It is so special to see the way that Ouachita pours into our students and gives them so many unique opportunities to grow. Another area of growth students can experience on campus is the theater department. They will be performing their fall show called The Theory of Relativity. Shows will be in Verser starting tomorrow, Thursday, September 25th. It will be showing until Sunday, so don't forget to stop by and get an arts engagement credit while you support their production.
Along with that, students enjoyed a great night of bingo in the Student Center on Tuesday. This gave students a time to rest and get their minds off of the busyness of tune season. And while we always love a good bingo, we are also aware that physical activity is important, as well as our Tiger sports team have been working hard recently. And sports reporter Lucy Barrera has an update for us. Lucy?
Thank you, Emmy. To begin this week's Roar Rundown, the Ouachita women's tennis team had an amazing total of 13 victories at the ITA Central Region Championships. In singles competition, Natalia Zamora advanced to semifinals and finished with a 3-2 record. In doubles, Marley Bledsoe and Jalen Walker won with a 3-1 record. This team is headed to Searcy for the Harding Invitational on October 17th through 18th. OBU Tiger Sharks kicked off their season at the All-Arkansas Invitational in Little Rock. The men's team finished second, while the women's team finished third. Sophie Derby stood out with high finishes in freestyle and butterfly, and James Savarez had 3 top 3 finishes in freestyle. This team will be back in the water on September 28th at the Sam Freeze Invitational in Oklahoma Christian University. The Ouachita women's volleyball team had a Saturday full of ups and downs at the Central Missouri Comfort Inn Invitational. They started strong with a 3-0 win against McKendree, and then had a very close 5-set match against Washburn and narrowly lost. During the game, Emily Adams impressed us all with 19 kills, and Leah Gardner had a total of 7 blocks. Next week, these Tigers will be at the Great American Conference to play against Arkansas Monticello. As for cross country, the women's team finished second overall at the Lois Davis Conventional. The top runner was Hannah McGuire, who finished a 5K in less than 20 minutes. The men's team finished third overall, with Ian McDonald and Drew Bryant as their top male runners. Next Friday, September 26th, these Tigers will be back on the track at Gaines Creek Classic. At the UTD Soccer Complex, the Ouachita men's soccer team came neck and neck against Texas A&M International. Ouachita goalkeeper Dylan Stahl fought long and hard and made a total of 5 saves. The game ended in a 0-0 draw. This Thursday, the team will host Southern Nazarene on Cluck Field. Moving on to women's soccer team, the Tigers had a 1-0 loss against Washburn on Sunday. Although the second half wasn't as strong, the Tigers did score 2 goals in the first half of the game. Isabella Savitaire and Sahara Adams made several attempts to score, which put a lot of pressure on Washburn's defense. This team is hoping to bounce back this Thursday when they play against East Central at Cluck Field. Last but not least, the Ouachita football team played a riveting game against Arkansas Tech, losing only 28-23. During the game, Ouachita quarterback Nate Tenbarge threw for 99 yards and a touchdown. Despite best efforts, this game was still a challenge. They will hit the road this Saturday to play against Harding. Good luck, Tigers. To know more about sports, check out Ouachita Digital Sports Network. This has been your Roar Rundown. I'm Lucy Barrera.
Thank you, Lucy. It is great to hear of the way our Tiger teams are competing and representing Ouachita so well. It's not just our student athletes that have been busy, though. All clubs and organizations have been putting in hours upon hours preparing for Tiger Tunes show next week.
That's right, Rebecca, and that leads us to our question of the day. We ask you all, what is a Tiger Tunes theme you would like to see? Here are some of your responses.
Kaylee Staton says superheroes.
Bailey Mabry says Willy Wonka.
Kaylee Nipper says Harry Potter.
I think I would choose children's books, like Hungry Caterpillar and things like that.
Oh, that's amazing. I think I would have to go with Minions. I just think they're so cute and fun. All right, well, that's all we have for you today. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Ouachita News Show and answer each question of the week. You might just see your response pop up on the show.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ouachita News Show, so you never miss out on the latest and greatest Ouachita news. See you next time.